Your kitchen fills with smoke. The alarm goes off. Every instinct screams, fire. Get out. Then you realize, you just burned the toast. The smoke was real. The signal was real. But the fire? That was a story your brain told you. Now, apply this to people. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you why your brain tricks you into seeing fires where there's only toast, and give you a 4-step framework to recalibrate your social radar before it ruins your relationships. Let's be clear about one thing first. Your radar is real. The average brain watches a play. Actors say their lines, the audience believes them. Your brain watches the velvet curtain twitch, the actor's microflinch, the prompter's hand in the wing. Paul Ekman, 1969. Micro-expressions, facial movements that flash by in 1/15th to 1/25th of a second. Faster than conscious awareness. Your brain catches them anyway. Neuroscientists call the broader ability thin slicing. Your brain extracts patterns from razor-thin slices of experience, not psychic. Processing at a speed that feels like magic to everyone else. Now let's test a prediction. If thin slicing is real, people should make accurate judgments from exposure so brief they can't explain their reasoning. If it's not real, random guessing. Umbadi and Rosenthal, 1993. Silent 10-second clips of professors teaching. No sound. Participants rated teaching effectiveness. Then, they compared those ratings to end-of-semester student evaluations. The correlation was 0.76. 10 seconds. No sound. Nearly as accurate as students who spent an entire semester in the room. Not intuition. Not empathy. A mismatch detection system running at 11. Your brain compares words against micro-expressions, tone against posture, the said against the unsaid, and when the two don't align, it sends up an alert. Data error. The radar is real. That part has never been the problem. The problem starts here. When your smoke alarm goes off, the sound is deafening. It hijacks your entire nervous system. And here's the trap. The volume of the alarm feels like evidence of danger. The louder the siren, the more certain you are that something is burning. Psychologists have a name for this. Confidence is not calibration. Confidence is real. It changes how ready you are to act. It changes what you notice. It changes how fast your pulse moves. But confidence is a feeling, not a measurement. It tells you how strongly you believe something. It tells you nothing about whether that belief is correct. Your social radar detects a microflinch, a tone shift, a pause that lasted too long. These signals are real. They exist in the world, not just in your head. But then your brain does something else. It doesn't just register the signal, it attaches a story. This person is lying. This person is dangerous. This person is hiding something about me. The signal is the smoke. The story is the fire. And your brain is terrible at telling them apart. Replaying the same interaction for 2 hours can produce more confidence. It cannot produce more information. Not a lie detector. A smoke alarm. So your alarm goes off, loudly. And you're right, the signal was real. The microflinch was there, the tone shift happened. But here's what happens next. You cannot prove it. Human society runs on polite performance. Masks keep workplaces functional, families peaceful, first dates survivable. Everyone silently participates, and then you show up, holding a floodlight, pointing directly at the dark corner everyone else agreed to ignore. The problem isn't accuracy. The problem is that your certainty has no shared data. You feel it in your bones. They feel nothing. From the outside, you look paranoid, negative, disruptive. Confidence is not calibration. But to other people, your confidence looks like arrogance because they can't access the signals that produced it. You're citing evidence from a frequency only you can hear. This is the first trap. Not being wrong, being right with no way to prove it. The second trap is quieter and more dangerous. Once you believe you've detected something, deception, rejection, danger, your brain doesn't stay neutral. It hires a lawyer, confirmation bias. Your mind stops searching for truth and starts building a case. Every delayed text becomes evidence of distance. Every tired sigh becomes proof of boredom. Every neutral expression becomes a mask hiding hostility. Here's what most people don't understand about confirmation bias. It does not prove a belief is false. It proves the belief has started influencing which evidence gets your attention. Your radar picked up one real signal, a single off note. That signal was real, but now you've spent 3 days replaying it, zooming in, building a theory, finding supporting evidence in memories you'd already forgotten. Replaying the same interaction for 2 hours can produce more confidence. It cannot produce more information. You're not investigating anymore. You're litigating. And the jury is rigged. Before we go further, let me show you something. Look at these two faces. Both are smiling. One is real. One is fake. You have 5 seconds. The one on the left. The eyes give it away. That's the Duchenne marker, named after the French neurologist who discovered it. A real smile activates the orbicularis oculi muscle around the eyes. A fake smile only uses the zygomatic major, the mouth. The mouth can lie. The eyes rarely do. Now here's what should disturb you. Spotting the signal is easy when someone freezes a face and gives you 5 seconds. But in real life, a fake smile flashes by in under a second. And your brain does catch it. The question is, does your brain catch the right reason for it? Because here's where we all fail. Not at detecting the signal, at reading the motive. This one stings, but it's the most important. You've spent years believing your perception is a precision instrument. You've built an identity around it. I see what others don't. I read people. I know. Here's what the research actually shows. Across hundreds of deception detection studies, the average person's accuracy at spotting lies hovers around 54%. 54%. That's barely above a coin flip. Not zero, but not what you thought either. Your thin slicing ability is real. For some signals, microexpressions, tone shifts, pattern breaks, but the meaning you assign to those signals, the story, the motive, the full psychological profile you construct from one raised eyebrow, that part has no calibration at all. You feel 95% certain. You might be at 55%. And this is the third trap. Carrying the weight of truths you were never certain about in the first place. Losing sleep over a conclusion that might be wrong. Ending a friendship over a theory your brain built from 3 ambiguous signals and a confirmation bias echo chamber. Not a superpower. A signal-to-noise problem. And if you don't fix it, you don't just push people away. You exhaust yourself because your brain never stops scanning, never stops litigating, never stops treating every social moment like a threat detection exercise. The radar is real. The story it tells you, that needs to be checked. So how do you recalibrate? 4 steps. Not philosophy. A protocol you can use the next time your alarm goes off. Step 1. Name the observation, not the explanation. There's a difference between "she looked away when I asked about the deadline" and "she's hiding something." The first is data. The second is a theory. Separate them. Out loud. In words. What I observed. Eye contact broke for 2 seconds. My theory? She's uncomfortable about the timeline. Not 5 labels. 1 observation. 1 theory. Side by side. Step 2. Generate 1 alternative. Just 1. Your brain will resist. The lawyer is still in the room. Force it anyway. Alternative explanation. She has a headache. She's stressed about something unrelated. She didn't hear the question clearly. You don't need to believe the alternative. You just need to admit it's possible. Step 3. Separate the explanations. Stop replaying. Start collecting. Watch, wait, ask. Not, are you lying? But, how are you feeling about this project? Let a pattern form across multiple interactions. A single data point is not a pattern. A single off note is not a symphony. Step 4. Act on what's observable, not the motive. You don't need to know why someone is unreliable. You don't need to diagnose their psychology. You just need to know their behavior affects you. Set the boundary on the impact, not the intention. When deadlines get missed, I can't depend on this collaboration. I'm going to adjust my workflow accordingly. No accusations, no mind reading, just action on what you can actually see. Your social radar is a flashlight. It illuminates what's directly in front of you. A facial expression, a vocal shift, a pattern break. It does not show you the entire floor plan of someone's soul. When the alarm goes off, pause. The smoke is real. But before you run from a fire that isn't there, check the toast. Confidence is real. It just isn't calibration. But here's the thing. Even after you recalibrate, your brain doesn't stop. It replays interactions for hours. At night, in the shower, while you're trying to sleep. If you want to understand why your mind keeps you trapped in those loops and how to finally break them, the video you need is on your screen right now.